It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Marching line, hey, hey.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday night, live on Ultimate Dirt TV and live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, the Gambler Motorsports. Thursday Night Thunder. Tonight, small block, the 350A modifieds will tackle to the racetrack first before later on we will have the big block modifieds followed up by your next-gen Cup cars. Good evening, race fans. Brett Willoughby for the callers. We get set. We are here live from the virtual Kokomo Speedway for what is round number 3 of your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Series. We get ready for heat racing action. No qualifying on the program. Straight into heat racing action. And let's take a look. Heat race number 1. Your lineup will line up like this. On the pole position, it'll be the 011 machine of Randall Dixon to the outside of the front row. Car number 7 of Bob DeGood from position number 2. Rolling off inside your second row from position number 3. In fact, it'll be a Mosso row 2. It'll be Joseph Mosso in the 63 from position number 3. And Jacob Mosso in car 61 from position number 4. From position number 5, it'll be the 35 of Connor Roster. He's outside piloting car number 17. It's Mark Gilbert from position number 7. Then we go back to the 4th and final row, heat race number 1. Inside from the 7th starting position will be the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. And he's outside, piloting car number 9 for Super Dirt Car Series in Venom Racing. And that is Brian Lawson from position number 8. Heat number 1 of 3 on the program here for your 358 modifieds. And looks like we are ready for a start. I'll wait for the safety car to move to the infield. And then it will be on. In fact, we're going to send them around 2 times before we go. Again, thank you for joining us here live on Ultimate Dirt TV and live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Week number 5 of your summer season. We get ready to do battle here at Kokomo. Safety car is in. Randall Dixon, Bob DeGood. Front row, we come off turn number 4. iRacing green flag. We'll start the race. The initial race, we go green. And look at the 17 car of Mark Gilbert to the outside. There were 4 wide on the exit of turn number 2. Ross now to the inside. Will go to the race lead. Connor Ross takes over the number 1 position. 3-1 as they work down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4. Jacob Mosso in the 61 slides up in front of Connor Ross, leaving the outside line open for Mark Gilbert to sweep up onto the outside racing line. Ross, Gilbert and Mosso 3-1 again as they make their way down into turn number 3 and 4 one more time. Gilbert, Ross, Mosso, and that's Jacob Mosso in the 61. That's your top 3. Gilbert and Mosso now going to battle it out for the 1 and 2 positions. 4 down, 4 to run. Heat race number 1 of 3. Ross can only do nothing but watch this battle unfold in front of him. Meanwhile, Ross closes in right now on the 61 car. Joseph Mosso still working on the top side of the racetrack, but here we go, 3 wide almost once again. Oh, Connor Ross gets into the side of Jacob Mosso, but it's Mosso and Gilbert. Gilbert on the outside in car number 17. Jacob Mosso in car 61 still works through the bottom of turn number 1 and 2. Shortest way possible around the Kokomo Speedway, coming to the white flag. 1 lap left to run. Heat race number 1. And it's Mosso comfortably now through turn number 1 and 2. Whoa, a little mistake there. Well, he's going to have a whole lot of company right now as they come into 3 and 4. Final time, checkered flag is out. Gilbert on the outside, not going to have enough. Jacob Mosso will win heat number 1. Second to go to Mark Gilbert. Third at the line is going to be Joseph Mosso. Here's your results coming up on screen. So Jacob Mosso gets the win from Mark Gilbert. Joseph Mosso, Connor Ross 4th, Bob DeGood 5th, Randall Dixon 6th, Brian Lawson 7th, Jeffrey Barker will come home in that 8th finishing position. Heat number 2 will line up like this on the front row from pole position. It'll be the 97 of Butch Baker to the outside from position number 2. Driving car number 5, it's Isaac Salas. Second row to the inside from position number 3, Patrick Spangler, car number 39 to his outside, bowling in car number 32, Anthony Morano from position number 4. Position number 5 with the 2 car of Cody Graham to his outside, the 31 of Brandon Templeton from position number 6. And your fourth and final row, the 56 of Randy Shreves out of position number 7, and Dan McLaren in car number 88 from position number 8. So again, we see Isaac Salas, in fact, getting an EOL there. So Salas getting an EOL. So he will start from tail end of the field. So Baker along with Morano. Front row. Oh, sorry, dude. Heat number 2. Here at the Kokomo Speedway, we are green with Baker and Morano. And boy, hasn't there been some drivers that finished on the podium in this heat race. Meanwhile, Patrick Spangler going to dive down to the inside. Oh, look out, Spangler gets all crossed up in front of the 97 of Baker, putting the 39 of Spangler around. Graham got caught up involved in that one. Morano in the 32 to the top of the racetrack. Down to the inside goes the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Salas trying to come through. There's contact there. And Randy Shreves goes from the back of the bus up to position number 3. Morano continuing to lead the way, much like what Mosso did in heat race number 1 on the top side. Going down to the low side. In fact, Mosso was running the low side. And that's where Templeton's running. It was Gilbert who was running it upstairs. Meanwhile, Shreves up top. McLaren back down to the low side. So you got your top 4. 2 running the top, 2 running the bottom side. Right now, Morano, winner of this one, will start outside the front row of tonight's 30-lap main event. Getting tight there in the middle of 1 and 2 was that 32 car of your race leader of Anthony Morano, the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Still not giving up on the inside of the racetrack just yet, but now he will. He'll go to the top with 2 to run. 7/10 of a second lead for Anthony Morano, car number 32. So as they work down the front straightaway, white flag is out. 1 lap left to run in heat race number 2. 1 more heat to come up after this one into 3. Off turn number 4. Templeton try to the inside. Not going to matter. It'll be Anthony Morano getting the win from Brandon Templeton home in 2nd. Randy Shreves comes home in 3rd. 4th at the line is going to be Isaac Salas. Dan McLaren rounds out your top 5. Patrick Spangler in 6th. Cody Graham. Butch Baker, the cars that finishing back on pit road in 7th and 8th. Heat number 3 will line up like this. And your 3rd and final heat race of the night, it'll be the pole sitter, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. To the outside, the 93, Jason Butterfield from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 007 of Marco Vecchio. To his outside, the 18 of Logan Wentz from position number 4. Position number 5 will be the 11 of Kelly Wheeler. Position number 6 will be the 712 car of Harold Klump. And your 7th and final starter driving your 397, that is Alex Pomelo, will make up the back of the bus all by himself. So it looks like Michael Vecchio did not make the start of heat race number 3. So just the... No, he did. There he is. It's playing silly buggers on us. All right, final heat race for your 358 modifieds. Thursday Night Thunder, Gambler Motorsports, Summer Season Week number 5, live on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Schatzer and Butterfield. It is a very, very slow pace. Into 3. We come off turn 4. They put the foot to the floor and we go racing. Final heat race for the 358 modified. Schatzer leading down the back straight away, but I tell you what, Butterfield is going to try and work it upstairs. Now cutting down to the inside, so the crisscross lines after the opening completed lap. Butterfield trying his hand at trying to go for the race lead. Meanwhile, Logan Wentz back there in position number 3. Butterfield still works the inside here on lap number 3. 2 down, 6 to run. Schatzer good on the top of the racetrack. Now bringing with him is Logan Wentz in the 118 machine. Then you go back to Harold Klump in 4th, followed by Kelly Wheeler, Alex Pomelo. Those are your 6 cars on the racetrack. Michael Vecchio again got some problems in that 007 machine. Schatzer, here comes Wentz now, getting a little tight there towards the exit of corner number 4. As he tries to get around the outside of the 93 car of Jason Butterfield. As Butterfield works to the inside right now on Kurt Schatzer. 3 to run here at Kokomo Speedways. At the Kokomo Speedway, your 358 Modifieds. Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Series. Schatzer, Butterfield again still going at it for the 1 and 2 positions. Schatzer good on the top side with a lap and a half to go. We'll see the white flag coming down a lane on the raceway in turn number 3 and 4. Looks to have it all completed so far. Working back straight away. Final time. Final heat race of your 358 Modifieds. Checkered flag is out. Kurt Schatzer going to get the win. Second, I go to Jason Butterfield. Logan Wentz third. Fourth, be Alex Pomelo. In fact, it'll be Harold Klump and Alex Pomelo home in 4th and 5th. Let's take a look at those official results. So Schatzer with the win. Butterfield second. Third, Logan Wentz. Alex Pomelo, Harold Klump, and Kelly Wheeler, your 6 cars with Michael Vecchio home in position number 7. We'll take a quick commercial break. Come back in just a few moments' time. The warm-up session. Our 30-lap main event on the other side of this break.
Knoxville Raceway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green.
Join us for the 4th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 31st to August 3rd. 4 days of open 360 Knoxville action using the Knoxville Nationals scoring system. $200 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $10 early bird entry by midnight Sunday, July 17th. Then $15 for Coast to Coast members and $20 for non-Coast to Coast members. Max I rating has to be 3,000. All entries open to the first 100 drivers. 100% of registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. All races will be broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, go to c2crl.com. It's showtime.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV and to Coast Racing Network for week number 5 of the summer season, the 358 Modifieds. And as you've just seen, the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals presented by the Steve King Foundation coming up Monday, July 31, and Tuesday, August 1st, or Wednesday, August the 2nd, and Thursday, August the 3rd. Over $750 in prizes. The finals will be guaranteed $10 to start. Wing 360 Sprint Cars Open setup. A whole bunch of prizes. Get signed up at Coast to Coast or C2CRL.com. We go racing in your feature race result. And let's take a look at your starting grid. On the front row, it'll be Jacob Mosso. To the outside, Anthony Morano, position number 2. Second row inside, position number 3, it's Kurt Schatzer. To the outside, position number 4, Mark Gilbert. Position number 5 will be Brandon Templeton. Position number 6, Jason Butterfield. Position number 7, Joseph Mosso. Position number 8, Randy Shreve. So I'll do it again. Position number 9, Logan Wentz. Connor Ross from position number 10. Position number 11, Isaac Salas. Position number 12, Alex Pomelo. Position number 13, Bob DeGood. Position number 14, Dan McLaren. Position number 15, Harold Klump. Position number 16, Randall Dixon. Patrick Spangler out of 17, Kelly Wheeler. Position number 18, 19th, Brian Lawson. Cody Graham, position number 20. 21, Michael Vecchio. Jeffrey Barker, position number 22. And Butch Baker from position number 23. We're about to go racing. About to go racing here at the Kokomo Speedway. Week number 5, the Thursday Night Thunder, presented by Gambler Motorsports. 358 modifieds. Let's get dirty for 30. Here at Kokomo, we're underway with Jacob Mosso to lead on. Slide right up the top side, 4 wide off turn number 2. Morano going to come out into the race lead after that opening lap. Not for long. No, he won't. He will get turned around. And Kurt Schatzer will lead the opening lap. Oh, Morano. So there's 61. Look at this. 4 wide. Templeton, Schatzer. Templeton, Schatzer. And then it was Mosso. Morano. Morano gets the worst end of that one. Just got a little too sideways. And Mosso, his car was a lot straighter than what the 32 car was. Definitely can't park there. So it is done and dusted. So we'll try it one more time. We'll go once again. I'll try and catch the safety car. All right, there we go. Well, green flag's coming out. And we're underway once again here at the Kokomo Speedway. Mosso, well, we're back to yellow. Back to yellow. So we are back under yellow, second time in tonight's main event. We'll wait for the lights to go out on the iRacing.com. Steve King, safety car I should say. So race control just having a look at this one. No, that's no goo, Platts. No goo. You might have one more opportunity to see her. It's hopefully just as a final goodbye. Let's hope it's it is worth your while at stopping. But did you get stopped though? That's another question. Did you get stopped? 61 car of Jacob Mosso outside front row with the leader. So he has lane choice. No, I wouldn't be happy about to die there. Here we go, back to green. 27 to go. Mosso will put another lap into the books. Shatter dives down to the middle of the racetrack into turn number 1 and 2. Templeton down low, almost 3 wide. Templeton to the inside. And just as the battle for second and third heats up, we will go yellow, the 93 of Jason Butterfield. The 93 of Jason Butterfield. Oh, a little helping hand there from Isaac Salas. The 93 car. Done and dusted. So Butterfield comes pit side. But that also means that that car is just on a quick repair. So the big question is, how can Brandon Templeton, how can he get to the race lead? It's quite simple. Just past the 61 car of Jacob Mosso. Ready to go racing. Back underway, and it'll be Mosso once again. We continue to watch this battle on between Schatzer and Templeton. Salas trying to come through now on the inside. Oh, look at Joe Mosso in the car 63. Upside down and yellow here at Kokomo. And done it all himself. All on his Pat Malone. So look at the 63 car. Catches the wall. Rides it up. Trying to do a 50-50 grind. Ends up falling face first on the ground. So there is a 63 car of Joe Mosso. The reason for the yellow. Oh, it's about time. Yeah, Platts, it's about time. I mean, you wanted to stop, you just couldn't. The day is done. That's it. You may turn around and go home. You have my permission to just turn around and go home. What are they going to do, fire you? Don't forget, Thursday Night Thunder, live on the Coast Coast Racing Network. 358 Modifieds currently on the screen on the racetrack. Big block modifieds to come, followed by the NASCAR Cup Series. Coming back to green here at Kokomo. Chats up. Not that good of a restart. Keep an eye on Isaac Salas in the 5 car. Working on the outside. Sweeps around the outside. Goes from 4th up to position number 2. Templeton still trying to make that inside racing line work into 3 and 4. But Isaac Salas now going to come off the race leader. Will he go for the slide jump? Go, no. Goes to the middle. 3 wide. They come off turn number 2. What a battle you've got for the 1, 2 and 3 positions. Salas in the middle. Templeton down low. Jacob Mosso working on the top side of the racetrack again. Now here comes Templeton to the inside. Takes over the race lead, but it's only momentarily. Here comes Salas in the 5 car. Following Jacob Mosso's down through 3 and 4. Connor Ross into the wall. In the middle of 3 and 4. Templeton, will he slide up? No, he's going to stay to the inside and we go yellow. Oh no. It was starting to become an absolute ding-dong of a race for the 1, 2 and 3 positions. But unfortunately, proceedings have just halted a little bit. And my, oh my. Jacob Mosso, Brandon Templeton, Isaac Salas. And if they're not careful, they'll bring not only Kurt Schatzer, but also Connor Ross into this, what could be a 5-car pack for the race lead. We know Templeton's been on the podium a couple of times. Isaac Salas, he's been on the podium a couple of times. Schatzer's been on the podium. Connor Ross has been on the podium. So it's the drivers that know how to find their way to a podium at the end of the feature events, but we'll see how it all unfolds right now with 19 to go. The Steve King safety car is infield. We're back to green. Mosso, the Polson on the outside of the front row. He's got lane choice. He gets to dictate the pace of the field. We go back racing. Salas needs to quickly get to the top side if he wants to continue up the battle for the race lead. But I tell you what, he's now going to force his way to the inside. Templeton now forced to go through the middle of the raceway. Salas, Templeton side by side. Trying to shut the door is the 31 car, Brandon Templeton, as they go side by side. Now they bring in, once again they get to the left side of Jacob Mosso, but here comes Salas. Salas is clear of Templeton. Salas to the race lead there with 17 to go. Mosso right through the middle of the raceway, but Isaac Salas has figured the bottom out. Here comes Kurt Schatzer. Schatzer now upstairs into 3 and 4. Oh my, oh no, Templeton around. Brandon Templeton around. There was contact with the 61 car of Jacob Mosso. Oh, you hate to see it. Templeton was having a great run. Just got clear, and then to the inside, there was contact. And Mosso keeps it going. Templeton goes around. And now Templeton to the back of the field. And of course now you put the 5 of Isaac Salas with lane choice up front of the field behind your Steve King Foundation safety car. So we're going to be halfway home. 15 down, 15 to go. We're ready to go back racing. Salas, Mosso, Schatzer, Ross. And you go back to the 17 car of Gilbert. Spangler. I know Spangler's had to come from deep in this field. Here we go, back to green. Here at Kokomo. Shouts it to the inside on Mosso. Here comes Connor Ross to the outside. Here Gilbert trying to force his way to the inside. Shouts at contact with Mosso. Spangler now around the outside. Here comes Patrick Spangler. Car number 39. 4-1 again off turn number 2. Oh, Butch Baker as well trying to make his way forward. Baker trying to go to the top of the racetrack. Meanwhile, challenges up for the race lead. Connor Ross into the wall. Oh, poor Connor Ross had a challenge with Isaac Salas. Here he comes, splits the gap once again. Ross trying to come after Spangler. Meanwhile, Spangler's up to the runner-up position. Ross and Spangler wheel to wheel. Mosso, Gilbert there on the inside as well. They were 4 wide once again. Oh, how could you not like this type of racing? 11 to go for Isaac Salas. He's got a 1 second advantage over Patrick Spangler. Jacob Mosso, car 61, still working the inside, but here comes Connor Ross, car 35. Shreves has made his way to position number 5 in the 56, but Ross to the outside on Mosso. And now Shreves following in soon on the top side of the racetrack and bringing with him is the 17 car of Mark Gilbert. Alex Pomelo just a little ways behind right now, one on the bottom side of the racetrack. Salas has pulled a 1 to make that a 2 second, well 1.7. I don't know, look at the time difference. It's chopping and changing. How do you try and pick that one? Ross, 8 to go. Ross in third. Shreves. Oh, Shreves. There was a little bit of a bump there in the middle of, on the exit of turn 4. It's roughly a 2-second gap right now for Isaac Salas over Patrick Spangler. And look at Salas. He's in lap traffic. Cody Graham along with Logan Wentz. He looking to put 2 lap cars between himself and Patrick Spangler. 5 to go for the 5 machine. The 39 of Spangler still in the runner-up position. Connor Ross in third. And again, still being hounded by the 56 of Randy Shrees. And just as I say that, Shrees smacked the wall in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. It is a thin line between the cushion and that concrete wall. One mistake could be the difference between finishing on the podium and finishing back on pit road. It'll be 2 to go for your race leader of Isaac Salas off turn number 4. 2.5 second gap. Watching Spangler and Ross. They battle for second and third. Ross down to the inside. Looks for the slide jump on Spangler. Spangler around the outside. Here comes Randy Shrees in car 56. White flag coming and set to wave here at the Kokomo Speedway. Shrees and Ross bit of contact at the start-finish line. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. He is going to be victorious. Isaac Salas gets the win. Spangler home in second and Randy Shrees going to come home third. Oh my, what a way to finish part 1 of your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Summer season week number 5, the 358 modified to done, and Isaac Salas gets the win from Patrick Spangler and Randy Shrees. Going to come home with that 3rd position on the podium. Then you go back to Connor Ross, Mark Gilbert home in 4th and 5th, Jacob Mosso, Alex Pomelo, Brian Lawson, Kelly Wheeler, Jeffrey Barker. Going to round out your top 10. Anthony Morano 11th, Harold Klump 12th, Brandon Templeton 13th, Randall Dixon 14th, Butch Baker 15th, Logan Wentz 16th, the last car on the lead lap. Then you go back to Bob DeGood 17th, Cody Graham 18th, both cars finishing a lap down. And then 19th was Kurt Schatzer back on pit road. Michael Vecchio in 20th, also 14 laps down. Dan McLaren, Jason Butterfield 21st, 22nd with Joseph Mosso in position number 23. What a way to start the night here at the Kokomo Speedway. We'll chat to your top 3, and well, let's go from position number 3 to position 2 and 1. But we'll chat to the driver that comes home in 3rd place tonight. It's the 56 car of Randy Shrees. Randy, congratulations on this 3rd place finish. And boy, those last 10 to 12 laps, that was a hell of a battle there. And well, you end up coming over the 3rd place. You must be happy with the result.
Yeah, definitely happy with the result. It was definitely a hell of a battle. It was just a tough race all around. Had a little issues on that lap 2 or 3 restart there. We had to keep delaying the green, and I just got a bad start, fell back a few spots, couldn't really gain anything until I got up to the top, and just tried to stick it to the top and be smooth. And honestly, I didn't even know I finished 3rd. Last I looked down, I was in 5th, and when I crossed the line, I noticed I was in 3rd. So yeah, definitely can't beat that.
But talk us what it's like to run here in a modified, being up against the wall like that, because the cushion is very thin up there, and you make that one little mistake to jump over the cushion, and it can spell the end of your night.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a thin line up there. I was just kind of pushing it as hard as it can go, because if you let off, it'll kind of bobble your car, and that's normally what'll get you into the wall. So I just tried to smash the gas and keep it steady, hit my marks, and it worked. So yeah.
Randy, congratulations on 3rd place here in the 358 modified portion of the night here live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Randy, before we let you go, sponsors, shout out to all that good stuff, buddy, who makes this happen for you in the 56 car.
Definitely want to thank everybody here at Coast to Coast. You over there, Ultimate Dirt TV. You always put on an awesome broadcast. I want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron over at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter Wested, Redline Design Company, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, and everybody for watching.
There we go, guys. Randy Shreves, the driver that comes home in third place. We'll chat to the man that comes home in position number 2. It's the 39 car of Patrick Spangler. Patrick, well, you had to start deep in this field, but at the end of 30 laps, you're a bridesmaid. How's that one?
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there. I didn't think I was going to be anywhere close to here, starting in the back of the small blocks. Usually not a lot of power, but able to manage to miss the wrecks and pass some guys up top and able to finish behind Isaac there.
Bottom looked good at the start. The top was good. Some drivers going through the middle. I mean, they were 3 and 4 wide up the front of the field for probably the first 10 to 15 laps of that race. Where were you comfortable in this 39 car?
I was pretty comfortable up top. I looked down and it said, you turn your fastest lap is like a 12.75. And then I look at Isaac's lap time, who was winning, and he was a tenth and a half faster than me. So I knew I had nothing for him, but I just wanted to try and keep the guys behind me and try to keep the podium spot. But felt comfortable up front. It was just like running a 360 up there, sprint car. So, yeah, hopefully we can do something in the big block similar.
They took us through those last sort of 5 to 10 laps. There was a battle with yourself. Randy Shreves was there. Connor Ross was there as well. You know, what's it like racing with those guys wheel to wheel, knowing that you guys can do it clean and close and not make contact?
Yeah, it was pretty nice change this week. We had a lot more green flag runs. Connor and Randy, they've been racing a long time coast to coast and always race clean. So they'll leave you a lane if they're not going to be clear, and just fun racing with them, knowing that you're going to have some good, hard, clean racing, and it's going to be fun.
Well, mate, Patrick, congratulations on the run-up finish here tonight. Again, no doubt before we let you go, a lot of sponsors, a lot of people behind the scenes that make this possible for you and the 39 car to get around.
Yeah, just you with UDTV, just the ultimate broadcaster. Raj run the league, Triangles Racing, Dudex Sim Designs, and Dad Uncle back on watching.
There we go, guys. Patrick Spangler home in position number 2, the runner-up tonight. But, of course, there has to be one winner, and that driver is the winner. And the driver of car number 5, Isaac Salas. Isaac, congratulations on this victory in the end, a 2.5-second victory. But, man, you had to really work for that one.
Yeah, buddy, that was a little bit of a challenge, man. The bottom, the top, kind of lap cars, cautions. It was everything you can think about.
You start off the night with your heat race. You go to the back. You start roughly around the mid-pack of this feature event. You make the top work. You make the bottom work. You go 3 and 4 wide for the race lead. You decide to switch it up, and on a restart, you go to the bottom. Pretty much from there on out, it was almost to not to be denied for you in a victory here tonight. Again, talk us through this race and the different lines that you had to get through to get through this 30-lap feature and come away with a win.
Yeah, brother. Well, I got lucky. I got some amazing teammates that were able to help me get here. I wasn't gonna make it in time to register, so they just popped me in. I got here right as the session went to the first heat. So I mean, I really wouldn't have had time to register. But yeah, so after that, once we got to the feature, man, if you could wrap the bottom, that baby was fast, dude. Especially on restarts, before the momentum was built up on the top. And I got my first coast to coast win in the mods here. I've had good luck here, so I've just naturally love to be here and run the top. And there's a certain line that I like to run that keeps my momentum a little higher than I think most people realize. So that helps. And then, we've all been trying to help each other with this new build. So the help me rotate the car around the bottom is sure a big help as well.
Isaac, congratulations on the win here in the 358 modified portion of the Coast to Coast Gambler Motorsports Thursday night summer season week number 5 here at Kokomo. Again, before we let you go, sponsors, shout out to who makes this possible for you in the 5 car to get around.
Oh yeah, big time shout out to those boys over at Venom Racing, man. I love every single one of them. Dean, Super Dirt Car Series, he couldn't be here tonight. He's doing some fun stuff. So I just had to try and take his place here and pull one out for him. Magnum Race Designs for the beautiful car. Got Your 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside, Mission 22, everything that they do for our veterans. My Gramps, Top Notch Trucking. Everybody here in Coast to Coast, thank you for the broadcast, buddy. I was so happy to see you in that official race the other day. It was the coolest thing ever. So it's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And then just everybody that supports me, all my friends and family.
No, well done on the win. I'm sure we'll see you back somewhere near the front in the big block modified race coming up next.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
There we go, guys. Isaac Sell is your winner here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway. The 358 modified portion of the evening is done. Don't forget, we're not done with just yet, of course. We've still got the big block modifieds to come here in just a few moments' time. But for now, we'll take a quick break, quick commercial break, live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Summer Season Week number 5. Part 1 of 3 is done. Big block modifieds up next. We'll take a quick commercial break. Come back on the other side with heat racing action not too far away.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us. And we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
There was such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Knoxville Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League sprint cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green.
Join us for the 4th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 31st to August 3rd. 4 days of open 360 Knoxville action using the Knoxville National scoring system. $200 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $10 early bird entry by midnight Sunday, July 17th. then $15 for Coast to Coast members and $20 for non-Coast to Coast members. Max iRating has to be 3,000. All entries open to the first 100 drivers. 100% of registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. All races will be broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, go to c2crl.com. It's showtime.
The outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
They were such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV and to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is now time for the Big Block Modifieds Race 2 of 3 here on the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Summer Season Week number 5. Brett Wheeler with you for the calls. We get set. We're not too far away from rolling in to the first of what will be 3 heat races on the program. A field of 22 drivers have signed in. We've got 20 on the racetrack at the moment. So we're waiting for heat race number 1 to come up and get ready. And then, of course, we will certainly look at your starting lineup. Again, we just wait for race control to give us the all clear. Once the all clear is done, then we will get right into it. Again, we appreciate your support here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Don't forget, Steve King Foundation Safety Car. Steve King Foundation was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. If you want to race with the Coast to Coast Racing League, well, you can check them out on the World Wide Web, www.c2crl.com. And if you're looking for other races that enjoy racing without all the drama and the name calling of normal iRacing, come out and join the Coast to Coast Racing League. We have 22 divisions that race 6 days a week and currently broadcast 11 divisions. Members know that they are a part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to www.c2crl.com, click apply, and join in the action. The cars are virtual, but the racing is real. A lot of action here with the Coast to Coast Racing League, called Sunday nights. Broadcasted by Extreme eSpeed TV. There's midgets, dirt trucks, pro late models, Slide Job Racing Network, GT3s, Rebels and Renegades, OSRN, the NASCAR SK and Modifieds, the cars and the NASCAR Truck Series, and then of course OSRN again, the 305s, 360s, 410s, NASCAR Xfinity, and then Thursday nights the 358 Modifieds with the Big Block Modifieds and the NASCAR Cup Series UDTV. We'll have the dirt, so the 2 of the first 3. And then of course Extreme eSpeed TV will have the NASCAR Cup Series. And they're basically just the broadcast itself. So, like I said, plenty of action live with the Coast to Coast Racing Network and live with the Coast to Coast Racing League with all the wonderful broadcasters that help make all this possible. Again, I believe we are ready to go racing here in just a few moments' time. Drivers are just finishing up just the final bit of practice session. And in fact, it is done now. So it is time we go racing here at the Kokomo Speedway. Heat race number 1 getting ready to take to the racetrack. And let's take a look at your starting grid for this one. On the pole position, it'll be Mark Gilbert in car number 17. To the outside of the front row, the 007, Marco Vecchio from position number 2. From position number 3 will be the 118 car of Logan, or the 18 car of Logan Wentz. To the outside, the 107 of Jason Coffey from position number 4. Position number 5 will be the 5 car of Isaac Salas. To his outside, the Super Dirt Car Series car number 9 car from position number 6, Brian Lawson. And your 4th and final row inside will be the 88 car for Super Dirt Car Series and Venom Racing. That is Dan McLaren. And to the outside, the 161 car from position number 8. That is Terry Landis. So we are ready for a start. Heat number 1 of 3. We'll send them around behind the iRacing of the Steve King safety car, also known as the iRacing.com safety car. Safety car comes in. Gilbert and Vecchio on the front row. Wentz and Coffey, row 2. Salas and Lawson, row 3. McLaren Landis, row 4. Big Block Modifieds, Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder Series. We are green here at Kokomo Speedway. And it'll be Gilbert to lead through the first and second turn. But here comes Wentz to the inside, trying to battle up for the race lead. Salas is going to make it 3-1 on the bottom side, but lap number 1 goes to Mark Gilbert. Oh, contact! Mark Gilbert upside down. Big ride for the 17 car. And 3 and 4 cars involved in that one. And Isaac Salas comes out with the race lead with 2 down, 6 to run. Dan McLaren runs in the runner-up position. Then you go back to Terry Landis, who started position number 8. And he is up to 3rd spot. Brian Lawson in the 9 car. Back in 4th position. Oh, look at Landis. Got a little loose. That will put the 9 car of Lawson up to position number 3. Everybody going straight through to the main event. Your leader is Isaac Salas. And Salas in the 5 car, getting ready to put the 007 of Michael Vecchio a lap down. Here in heat race number 1, there'll be 3 to run at the start-finish line for your race leader. 1.5 seconds back to Dan McLaren in car number 88. You see a lot of the drivers just rolling the inside of the racetrack, maybe learning something from the 358 modifiers. Lawson, Landis, that is 3rd and 4th position on screen. Again, you're looking at about half a second. Now look at Mark Gilbert. He was a car that went upside down. Somehow that car is still rolling around the racetrack. Working the top side. Meanwhile, back up front at the front of the field in car number 5, getting the white flag. 1 lap left to go. Looking too easy for the 5 car of Isaac Salas into 3, out of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Heat number 1 is done. Salas will get the win from Dan McLaren, home in 2nd spot. And a great battle for 3rd and 4th between Landis and Lawson. We'll have to go to the official timing and scoring on this one just to confirm Terry Landis does get it by 1/1000th of a second. So Lawson back to 4th, Gilbert 5th, Wentz 6th, Coffey 7th, and Vecchio lap down in position number 8. Heat number 2 will line up like this. On the pole position with a 111 car of Harold Klump to the outside of the front row, the 011 of Randall Dixon from position number 2. Second row inside, the 93 of Jason Butterfield. To his outside, the 35 of Connor Ross from position number 4. Position number 5 with a 218 car of Kurt Schatzer. On his outside from position number 6, car number 39, Patrick Spangler. And the 4th and final row inside in position number 7, car 31 of Brandon Templeton. To the outside, the 97 of Butch Baker from position number 8. They get ready one more time, ladies and gentlemen, to tackle. Tackle Kokomo Speedway. Big block modifieds. Let's get that up so you guys know who is where. Ready to go racing. Off turn number 4. Klump and Nixon on the front row, and it'll be Klump to get the jump. Not trying to rhyme it, it's just time. Ross to the outside, looking to pick up 2 and 3, 4 positions. Butterfield going to go almost. He half-spun the car. May have got tagged. Working over your race leader is Connor Ross in car 35. Ross, the race leader, now at the completion of lap number 2. Then you go back, look at this, 3 and 4 wide. Again off turn number 4. Oh, how many times have we seen this one tonight? Templeton to the inside. Now look at Patrick Spangler on the outside of the raceway. Spangler trying to make it work upstairs once again, trying to track down the second and first place cars. Templeton on the inside in car 31. Spangler running the boards here at Kokomo, doing exactly what your race leader is doing of Connor Ross. And again, Templeton was good in the middle of 1 and 2. Just lacking in the exit speed. Off the exit of turns 2 and 4. And again, just like that, look, he goes to the race leader, the midway point of 1 and 2. But by the time he gets to turn number 2, he's nearly 2 and 3/10 behind your race leader. 2 to run for Connor Ross. Spangler again, still trying to make it work on the top side of the racetrack. He just finished with a 2nd place finish in the 358 modifieds. White flag is out. 1 to go for Connor Ross here at Kokomo Speedway. To the inside goes Templeton again, but it is all Connor Ross. Upstairs into turn number 3. Off turn number 4. Templeton tried low one more time, but it will not matter. Getting the win in heat race number 2 will be Connor Ross. So there is your results coming up on screen as it stands. Ross getting the win from Templeton, home in second. Baker third. Schatzer, Dixon home in fourth and fifth. Clump, Spangler and Butterfield will come home in your 6th, 7th and 8th position. And we get ready for heat race number 3. And getting ready to take to the racetrack right now on the pole position. It'll be the 79 car of Andrew Smith. To the outside of the front row, Kelly Wheeler from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 32 car of Anthony Morano. Position number 4, the 56 of Brandy Streets, fresh off a third place finish in the 358s. From position number 5 with the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker. He's outside the 397 of Alex Pomelo, position number 6. And Bob DeGood, car 7, will start position number 7. Bear with me, I'm just adjusting something here. That does not look all that good. Alright, we're just Alright, I'll tell you what, we'll just go with what we've got for now. Getting ready, just a few cars missing from this one. Wheeler and Morano, who were unable to make the call, so they're out. So just the 5 cars in heat race number 3. All drivers going to the show. Leading, it'll be Andrew Smith. But Randy Shrees again, fresh off a third place finish in the 358 modifieds. Barker looking to the inside, looking for the race lead on Andrew Smith. But here comes Randy Shrees to the outside. Shrees working the cushion through turn number 3 and 4. The good trying to come through the middle of Barker along with Alex Pomelo. Barker just continues to roll the inside of the raceway. Meanwhile, Randy Shrees coming to 5 to go. Final heat race of the night for these drivers on the dirt. Here at Kokomo Speedway, Barker, Smith, wheel to wheel off turn number 2. Barker's got the advantage down into turn number 3. Gets a little tight, leaves the inside lane open. Now Smith with the crossover. Smith going to retake the second position. Somewhat many sliders being thrown. White Castle's been served here at Kokomo. Barker and Smith putting on a hell of a show. Meanwhile, Shrees now with 3 to run has got the race lead. Barker, oh, was there contact there with Smith? Pomelo now to the inside in the 397 machine. Pomelo now trying to finish in the runner-up position. And if you finish second in this one, well, you'll start position number 6 in tonight's main event. Speaking of main event, Shrees looking to start from position number 3 inside the second row. White flag is out, 1 lap left to go here at Kokomo Speedway. Through 1 and 2, that red line design, LGR Motorsports, car number 56 is good through the final 2 left-hand turns. Randy Shrees gets the win. Second will go to Alex Pomelo. Third at the line is going to be Andrew Smith. Bob DeGood home in 4th. And then Jeffrey Barker going to come home in position number 5. There is your official results. Your Coast to Coast Racing League, big block modified, Shrees, Pomelo, Smith, DeGood and Barker. Your top 5 with Wheeler and Morano not making the show. We'll take a quick commercial break, come back on the other side of this. Your 30-lap main event up next.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us. And we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully, we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
They were such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much, has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason.
And back live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is feature race time here at Kokomo Speedway. Let's take a look at your starting grid. Isaac Salas and Connor Ross in row number 1. Row number 2 will be Randy Shrees and Dan McLaren. Row number 3, Brandon Templeton and Alex Pomelo. Row 4 will be Terry Landis along with Butch Baker. Row 5 will be Andrew Smith and Brian Lawson. Row number 6, Kurt Schatzer and Bob DeGood. Row 7, Mark Gilbert along with Randall Dixon. Row number 8, Jeffrey Barker and Logan Wentz. Row number 9, Harold Klump and Kelly Wheeler. Row number 10, Jason Coffey, Patrick Spangler. Row number 11, Anthony Morano, Marco Vecchio. And row 12 at the back of the bus, Jason Butterfield. We've got a field of 21 starters in tonight's main event. Morano and Wheeler, again, unable to make the call. And it's time we go racing one more time. Race 2 of 3 here at the Kokomo Speedway. Green flag is out, run away. Here at Kokomo, your main event. It'll be Isaac Salas to lead. Look at this 3 wide. Ross, Shrees and Templeton. And just like we've seen in the 350A modified portion of the night, the opening lap is going to be 2, 3 and 4 wide racing again. It'll be 2 wide. Templeton, Ross battling it out for the minor placings. Salas looking to go 2 from 2 here at the Kokomo Speedway. Looking to park it in Brian Clausen, victory lane. Shrees to the outside, bring him with him. It's a 397 Alex Pomelo. Landis runs the bottom along. Just in front of him is that 88 machine of Dan McLaren. Big box completing the opening 3 laps of this main event. And wow, what a start. Pomelo slides up in front of Shrees. Shrees has to back out of it now. Butch Baker coming in with the 97 car. Meanwhile, again, it's Templeton trying to fight for that runner-up position over Connor Ross. Ross not letting Salas get too far ahead of him right now. 3 4/10 of a second is roughly the distance between Salas and Ross, as they both work the top of the racetrack again, right up on the concrete wall. Right rear balls to the wall, pedal to the metal. Salas, Ross, Templeton. Then you go back to Pomelo in 4th. 5th place battle right now. Dan McLaren on the inside. Battling into the outside goes Randy Shree's car. 56 now going to go 3-1. Here comes the 161 car. Terry Landis. Meanwhile, Shree's into the wall just a little bit. Landis looking for a top 5 run here at Kokomo. Dan McLaren's got it at the moment of the start-finish line. What an opening start to the first 7 laps of this main event. Still 23 to go. Baker now coming after McLaren. Just getting caught in the middle part of the speedway. Baker along with Spangler. Now remember, Spangler, he's had to come from the back not only in this big block modified race, but he done it in the previous 358 modified race. So he knows how to go from the back to the front. Cuts down on the inside. He'll slide it up. Slide jump from Spangler on the 97 car of Baker. Now here comes Shatter in that 218 machine as they work off turn number 4. 3 wide again. Spangler really closing the door on the 88 car on the entry into turn number 1. Slides up Baker with the crisscross and right back through the middle. Oh, it's a short slider. Baker and Spangler, they come together. We keep it going to good checks up. Oh, what a nice piece of driving. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3 cars into the wall. McLaren in the 88 car. Gilbert in the 17 car goes off the racetrack. We stayed green somehow. We are still green. Salas now has got a handful of lap cars in front of him. Gilbert got him back going because he was off the racing surface. He was on the grass. Meant that we stayed green. So no yellows just yet. And wouldn't this be a race to remember to go 30 green flag laps and deep into lap traffic as we go. Coffee, the next car, just been put a lap down there by the 5 car of Salas. Then you've got Clump, Vecchio, Dixon, Landis and McLaren still battling it out wheel to wheel. Ross still holding on to the runner-up position from Brandon Templeton. But I'll tell you what, Templeton, he was good on the bottom in both the start of this one and also the bottom and the start of that 358 modified race. Salas will get by Vecchio and will get by Clump. Clump and Vecchio, they make a bit of contact into turn number 3. Watching Salas now, there is 2 lap cars between himself and he's got a 1 point. He's got a, oh, look at that now, it's 1 second. It fluctuates between 1 to 1.3 seconds. 12 laps left to run, your main event. Gambler Motorsports, Thursday Night Thunder Series, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Salas again. Well, he's got free rein on the top side. Oh, look at Dan McLaren got a little loose now. McLaren got a spin. Oh, no, right in front of Connor Ross, who was in second spot. We're going to go yellow. McLaren goes upside down, and we are yellow. Poor old Connor Ross, nowhere to go. Watch this, just absolutely nowhere to go. Oh, you feel for Connor Ross in the 35. How much damage? How much damage is done on the 35 car? And when we go back green, we've got 1/3 left of the distance. So we started with 30. We'll have 20 down with 10 to run. They line up behind Steve King safety car. Also known as the racing.com official safety car. But live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and the Coast to Coast Racing League. Of course, it is our Steve King Foundation safety car. Don't forget NASCAR Cup Series coming up after this one here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Believe Marty's going to be on the call for that one, so we'll talk to Marty after our top 3 here in just a few moments. Once we get our final 10 laps in the books. Salas. Again, the question is going to remain, how much damage does Connor Ross have in that 35 car? Well, I tell you what, he looked good there at the start. 3 wide. Now Templeton to the inside. Ross went through the middle. They'll go 3 wide again for the race lead. Templeton works the bottom of the raceway. Salah still working the outside, but now gets a run and now drives away. Here comes Randy Shrees to the outside. Oh, poor old Connor Ross now starting to get swallowed up. He'll go back down to the inside. Well, I thought he was going to throw the slider. Here comes not only Randy Shrees, but look at Patrick Spangler as well, work on the inside. Schatzer along with Logan Wentz, Butch Baker, Jeffrey Barker, Alex Pomelo. That's your top 10. You really could throw a blanket over this field right now. Baker to the inside, but Wentz back to the outside. Oh, yellow just coming to 6 to run. One car on its side. It's Butch Baker in car 97. Butch, you can't park there. No, done it all himself. Caught the wall, it doesn't move. Bob the good in the 7 car caught a little piece of that one. But unfortunately, the 97 car Baker will now be forced to retire to the pit side. Six to run behind the Steve King Foundation safety car. Templeton was good on the initial start on the bottom. Keep an eye on Randy Shrees looking to go back-to-back podiums on the dirt here at Kokomo in your Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder Series. Ready to fire away. Safety car is in. Green fire goes out. Salas. Well, he's going to make the choice to go right to the top shelf into turn 1 and 2, and Brandon Templeton will follow suit. Oh, Shrees getting tight. Leaves the inside line open for Connor Ross to try and make it work. Schatzer stabs the brakes, tries to turn it back underneath him. Get the run off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 4 to run for your race leader. Watching Spangler and Schatzer battle it out for positions number 5 and 6. Jeffrey Barker trying to throw his hat into the mix at getting a potential top 5. We go yellow. Late in the race and another caution comes out, which means we have to do it all over again on these restarts. And I'm sure Isaac Salas is just thinking, come on, let's just get this race in the history books. He wants to make it 2 for 2. So your top 3 from the 358 modifieds was Isaac Salas, Patrick Spangler, and Randy Shrees. Have a look at this. Isaac Salas in first, Randy Shrees in third, and Patrick Spangler in 6th. So, I mean, there's an opportunity there. Although I think Brandon Templeton's going to have something to say about this one. He wants to spoil the party of having the same podium in both 358 and big block modified races. I'm sure Streams would love to continue his good run of form as of late. And well, Isaac Salas, you know, anytime that fire machine loads in to the server and loads up at the racetrack, you know he's going to be one to watch. Just Steve King's Foundation safety car comes infield. Lights are out. 3 to run. Salas, Templeton, Shrees, Ross, Schatzer. 3 more times around Kokomo. And we're underway. Salas to the top, Templeton to the inside, and I think that is going to be all she wrote. Now here comes Randy Shrees. Connor Ross also following suit up on the top of the speedway. Shrees has got second at the line with 2 to go. If Shrees gets a good enough run, you know Connor Ross may just challenge for that 3rd spot on the podium, but Templeton, he's still going to try and make that inside line work. Meanwhile, white flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Isaac Salas. Watching right now, Ross, Templeton along with Shrees, but it's all going to be Isaac Salas into turn number 3, off turn number 4. He went to the bottom side. Isaac Salas is going to go back to back. Shrees will come home second. Oh, fireworks on the racetrack and fireworks right in the middle going off. Connor Ross will come home third. Let's take a look at your official results after the main event is complete. Isaac Salas doubles up and goes back-to-back victory lane here at Kokomo Speedway. Second will be Randy Shrees, one spot better, I should say, than what he did in the 358. So well done to Randy Shrees. Connor Ross home in third. 4th is going to be Brandon Templeton. Schatzer will come home in position number 5. Patrick Spangler in 6th. Logan Wentz in 7th. Jeffrey Barker 8. Bob DeGood 9. Jason Butterfield going to round out your top 10. We go over the page. Alex Pomelo 11. Terry Landis 12. Randall Dixon 13th. Andrew Smith 14th. Mark Gilbert in 15th. 16th is going to be Harold Klump. Jason Coffey in 17th. 18th is going to be Butch Baker. Michael Vecchio 19th. Brian Lawson in 20th. Dan McLaren 21st. Of course, 22nd, 23rd. Kelly Wheeler. Anthony Morano did not make the grid and did not make the start of tonight's main event. Well, what a way to wrap up what has been a fantastic night of racing here at the Kokomo Speedway. We will chat to your top 3 here in just a few moments' time. But right now, we're going to go and catch up with a word and a man that comes home in 3rd place tonight. It's the 35 car of Connor Ross. Connor, congratulations, 3rd place. And man, you had a real fast hot rod. A little bit of misfortune came right around that halfway stage, which meant it was always going to be tough to hang on to a podium. But you end up finding a way to come home 3rd. You must be happy with how your result finished compared to what it could have been.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not happy with the way I drove that race. You know, I ran a really good race there, just trying to keep up pace with Isaac and trying to adapt and see if there were things. I knew Templeton was closing in on me once he went to the high side, but you know, after that restart, Brandon went to the bottom, and I should have just followed Isaac on the top, as that's where I was making my hay. And, you know, when I went to that middle, that gave Randy that outside line, slotted back and forth. And I was just glad to see Templeton go to the bottom, and I was hoping Randy was going to push as hard as he could because, you know, I was on his bumper maybe trying to force a mistake. But, you know, I'll take 3rd. Good points tonight.
It was always going to be tough here, especially with that damage. How much damage did you have? Could you feel it in the front end? Because I'm pretty sure it was Dan McLaren who went upside down. You hit him pretty much straight on.
Yeah, I read that wrong. I thought he was going to slide a bit up the track, and, you know, I was trying to cut it down to the bottom, and then once I realized where he was, I was in no man's land. I don't think I had any damage, to be honest. I went left and right, and everything felt fine, and it drove the same way after. So I was fortunate enough that I didn't bend something up because I for sure thought that my night was over there.
Connor, congratulations on the 3rd place finish here tonight at Kokomo, the big block modified portion of the night. No doubt a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 35 car to get around.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not running my normal, well, this has been a normal scheme, but this is a tribute to, not a tribute, but to Joe Plaza. He's getting entered in the Land of Legends Hall of Fame here. I think Saturday it is, maybe next Saturday, but, you know, he's the Canadian hero in modified racing. I love to show my support, but I got to thank some of my other sponsors: Burger Bar and Petro Plus Travel Stop, Ace One Construction, Pesky Penguin, Kingpin Farms. You guys for putting on an amazing broadcast every Thursday night. I love to listen back, and the league for putting on another amazing season. This is the best league, and I'm having a blast.
Well, we're 5 weeks in, still got plenty of weeks left to come. Connor, congratulations on 3rd place. We'll see you back next week.
Yeah, hope to see you too. Have a good one.
There we go, guys. Connor Ross home in position number 3. Well, he finished 3rd in the 358 modifieds. Now he comes home with a 2nd place finish in the big blocks. It is Randy Strees. This time he's the bridesmaids. Randy, congratulations. Well, back-to-back podiums. You've gone 3rd. You've gone 2nd. Is next week going to be the one that breaks the curse? And will you come victorious next week? But congratulations here tonight on 2nd.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. It was definitely a battle tonight. I don't know, just had to be patient there. I mean, I know early on I fell back quite a bit. I just couldn't run the bottom at all. And I don't know, just worked my way up to the top again and worked that top and managed to pull out a 2nd out of that one.
Man,
it's just all-out crazy race.
Yes, they almost look like a bit of deja vu compared to the 358s and the big block. Was that the way that you saw it, similar sort of track conditions, though it looked a little bit slicker in the big blocks?
Yeah, it's definitely a little more slicker. These cars got a little more power, so you really can't, give it as much gas. So you kind of got to throttle it a little bit. But definitely a lot of fun, man. It was definitely a fun race there at the end between me and Connor there.
Well, Randy, congratulations on the run-on finish here tonight at Kokomo, and congratulations on the back-to-back podiums. Before we let you go, of course, we know there's a lot of great sponsors on this car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 56 car to come out here in each and every week.
Yeah, definitely want to thank my team at LGR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron over at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter West at Redline Design Company, One West Foundation, KSB Builders, Rafts and Stitches, everybody over at Coast to Coast, you at Ultimate Dirt TV for working your magic, and you do an awesome job. And I also want to thank everybody for watching.
There we go, Randy Streams, runner-up here tonight in the big block modifieds here at the Kokomo Speedway. And well, he's going to go back-to-back here at Kokomo. He's now going to be called the King of Kokomo, Isaac Salas, with the win. Isaac, congratulations. It looked a lot easier than what it was in the 358s, but man, I tell you what, the first 19 laps of that race, trying to wheel and deal through that lap traffic, that must have been exciting.
I thought it was an absolute blast, brother. You should have heard me in here. I was probably giggling like a little kid or something. I had so much fun weaving in and out of traffic. I know there was one lap that I threw a slider on. I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Cooper or somebody, but I threw a slider. There's a car on the bottom, and then it was me, and then it was him. Yeah, it was cool.
I mean, there was a number of times where, even at the start of the race, 2, 3, and 4 wide action. What's that like trying to navigate the opening few laps when you go that wide here at such a small racetrack?
Oh, I mean, you got to be on your toes. You got to be. I actually watch a lot of the cars down the straightaways. As crazy as that sounds, I'm not even on the straights. I look straight at them. I don't even look at my line sometimes, just because I want to make sure I kind of know how to set them up here in the coming laps and stuff like that.
Well, a couple of late cautions in this one, but you still managed to hold off Randy Schreezer and Connor Ross. Was there any nerves in those last sort of 4-5 laps, when we had those restarts?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Sometimes the tires cycle out, and you kind of get left with these burnt pieces of rubber on the back, and they just don't want to go anywhere on the starts. So for sure, definitely nervous, and you also might not have the same grip as going into one as you thought you did. So it's always a little treacherous to get into one. But thankfully we were under 10 to go, so I could kind of control the restart to get at least half a car length, just so I could relax.
Well, Isaac, you're the King of Kokomo here in the modified portion of the Gambler Motorsports Thursday Night Thunder. Not only do you do it once, but you do it twice. You park it in Brian Clausen, Victory Lane. Isaac, we know there's a lot of sponsors on this car. We know there's a lot of people behind the scenes. Now's an opportunity to thank those sponsors and wonderful people that help you here.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said after the last one, man, those guys over at Venom Racing, we have a blast together. Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Marty with Got Your Six Racing Network, with RSN Trackside, excuse me, I apologize.
You better get
Got Your
that
Six
right,
Racing. Yeah. I'm trying for a sponsor here. That's what I'm going for, actually. Got Your Six Racing Network, everything that Coast to Coast does for just all of us. We have a blast in this league, man. Everything that Mission 22 does for our veterans. Thank you for the broadcast, Brett. I like I said, I love that you can spend your morning in Australia with us, even though it's 7 at night for me. And then just thanks to all my friends and family. Thanks for my Gramps for watching. He texted me after that one. Thanks to my friend Kai for watching. So that's all I got.
All right, King of Kokomo, parks it in Brian Clausen, Victory Lane, Isaac Salas, doubles up in the 358 and big block modifieds. That will do it for the moment from the dirt side of things. And we've still got plenty of action to come here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll bring in Marty. Marty, NASCAR Cup Series, where are you off to, buddy?
We're off to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Should be a fun 100 laps in Loudon, New Hampshire. So should be a treat. We've got 25 drivers at the moment, which is really good for a short track.
All right, well, stay tuned live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll have race number 3 of this triple header for the Thursday Night Thunder Gambler Motorsports, week number 5 of the summer season with the Coast to Coast Racing League. Back in just a few short moments.